Hi everybody, it's me, Alicia here, the White Wild Force Power Ranger, or the Wild White Force, or the Wild, or the White Bear Wild Force Power Ranger. I'm making this video today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about something that some people may or may not been aware realize. Now, a lot of people ask me, how was it like to be the third Oriental Power Ranger as far as a female was concerned? Trini being the first and Cassie being the second. Well, I really didn't think that there were any uh, shoes to fill, of course. But I was honored to have been the third Asian or Oriental Power Ranger as far as a female was concerned, because trust me, we had a lot of male ones out there. Anyway, the first thing people constantly ask me is, how do you feel that Wild Force was the first Disney series of the Power Rangers, and how did you get into into the Power Rangers? Now, Disney was kind of itchy on the background of how it happened, but I was normally going to college. I had graduated from high school 2 years ago, and my whole life I've heard stories about the Kingdom of Animena and the orgs and whatever. I thought that was all made up. And then one day I get approached by a woman who calls herself Princess Shayla. Now this, and she tells me that I've been chosen to be a Wild Force Power Ranger. And I'm like at first, hey, you crazy? And I met up with Taylor and Max and Danny, who eventually would join around the same time. And I believed that we were doing pretty well. Then I realized we needed a Red Ranger. And I think that was after our first fight, actually. When the episode of Power Rangers Wild Force starts, that was actually the first fight. And then we say, oh, I think we need a Yellow Ranger, and I think we need a Red Ranger or something. And then Taylor got mad at me and said we were doing just fine without a Red Ranger. But, you know. But beyond that, some of my greatest moments as being a Power Ranger would happen to be when I found the elephant sword that Master Orc supposedly tried to destroy the key to unlocking it. But I was able, we were able to fix it. We were able to get the elephant sword out of hiding. But there were also the moments when we teamed up with the Time Force Power Rangers. That was a good moment to remember, especially when we defeated the Mute Orgs, or Org Mutes, whatever you want to call them. Organ Mutant Orgs. That's hard to say. Call them Mute Orgs. And I guess one of the toughest parts, but probably one of my favorite parts, was when we finally rescued Princess Shayla from Master Org. When Drindrax and Natasha turned good, obviously. Um, Fighting Master Org the last time, I would say that was one of our biggest moments. Now, some people also ask me one other thing about my father and how he wanted me to train in martial arts, and how at first he wasn't very supportive of me as a Power Ranger. Well, to tell you the truth, at the beginning he wasn't really supportive of me and what I was currently doing with my life. And I remember that my parents had an argument once about what I was going to do with my life. But eventually, after he saw the good that I did, and eventually after he saw, well, he didn't really know I was a Power Ranger, but after he saw that all the good I was doing, and that I really enjoyed what I was doing, he eventually came around. So, yeah, that's about it for me. Um, Hope you all enjoyed this video. Oh, before I go, it's been a long time, but someone's going to finally ask me this question. How did I feel about Disney's take on it? Oh, by the time Wild Force came around, Disney had became the subsidiary owners, and they had a complete different take on it. Of course, they had a budget on this thing, What did I think about Disney taking it and relocating from the United States to New Zealand to cut back on budget costs? You have to do what you have to do in a business. I mean, I wasn't go. I'm sure eventually Siobhan would have eventually done the same thing eventually, but you have to do what you have to do, I guess. But that came later, actually. And people asked me, was I disappointed that there was no Ninja Storm Wild Force crossover? Yeah, I was disappointed because I was looking very forward to us teaming up with the Ninja team, the Ninja Rangers, and the Thunder Rangers and the Samurai Rangers. But it was a shame we never got that crossover that we should have gotten. But Disney and Toei had a argument over stock footage and costumes, and it never happened. That's it. I'm Alicia. Alicia, aka the White Bear Wild Force Power Ranger. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.